show you how to recycle the water back into your job site machinery. The couple things, AQUAmaxx, and we're also going to use the Ermator vacuum system. I'm going to introduce Lynn and Kelsey to you.
Hey Skip, thanks for having me.
So basically what we're going to do is go ahead and take our AQUAmaxx and we're going to prime our system. So for instance, on an actual job site like we have today, we took a 55-gallon barrel and we put our water in it. The reason why we put our water in it, so we have water to start off with, and we can take water as we're dumping our solids in there and separate the solids out of it, and then use the vacuum system and recycle that water back into the grinder. So on our AQUAmaxx, it has markings on the side of it. So what we usually like to start out with is about 2 quarts, or you can start off with 1 quart depending on the size of your job. The system today that we're showing you is done with very, very large jobs. So if you have 100,000 square foot, how are you going to process 100,000 square foot and do all this slurry? Okay, so we're going to simply just show you in real time how it works out. So we'll go ahead and dump our separator. And the reason why we want to treat our product first is so that way you have a fast acting. You don't want to dump your slurry and try to dump it in there, because then you have to mix it and do all that extra work that you shouldn't have to. So we're not adding any extra movement that you would normally do on a job site. We can go ahead and also prime it in our water tank if we like to. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and dump some in our water tank. And you see it's a liquid product. What this will do is this will help the separation process. So now you have the system primed with water, AQUAmaxx. It only takes a little bit. This will not clog up your diamonds. It does not leave a residue on the floor. You're not going to have any problems with your paint jobs. Both of these products are organic and they're green. So now we've dumped all the slurry into our 55-gallon barrel. If you come over here and notice inside the drum, we call Floaties. You're gonna get them. I don't care what anybody says. It's normal. So there's two ways to do this. A, you can take a simple little pull skimmer, and as you see in here, if you watch me go ahead and skim this, you can skim off the Floaties. Now, if you look through here, we have all this clear water. Okay. Or you simply take the vacuum, which it has a filter bag in it, and it's okay. He's going to go ahead and suck it up, and he's going to show you how that's done.
So inside the W2000, there is a bag, like Skip had mentioned. It's a porous bag where water will flow through it, but all the small particles will be caught. Therefore, any of these floaties that are on the top, or any chunks, wood, something that you pick up in your auto scrubber will be caught by this bag. Once it flows through this bag, it is then clean water, this is our German engineered oil cooled pump, which will now produce clean water, which, as you saw, we were putting back into the grinder. So therefore you just keep reusing the same water instead of always adding new water to the system. Okay, go ahead and switch on. And like, as you can see here, it's just these floaties that are on the top, and underneath that is the perfectly clear water that we're getting. So we can go a little bit lower and get the water, let the floaters settle to the bottom more. And as we keep doing this, we can keep coming up with clean water to use back in the grinder.
So now here we're going to go ahead and check our pH here. And it shows pink, which is high. So Lyndon is going to go ahead and balance the pH, which takes real science to do this.
We're also putting enough in here to balance the water that's here, and also the clean water that we're going to take off our 55-gallon barrel.
So just go ahead and dump some of that in there. Put a cap full. We'll start with the cap full first and see where we're at. And then let's check it. We may need another one. We're already there. No more pink. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to put our lid back on. So that's the science of pH balancing. Really simple.
So now this water is ready to come out of here by turning the pump on and go straight down in your drain because it's balanced. So you can get rid of the water that's in your tank left over at the end of the job, and then when we suck the water off of here after it totally settles, we get rid of that water with the same process. Everything's dumped out. Then all will be left is that slurry that's in the very bottom of this barrel. And again, we haven't added any water to this whole system. So like we said, it is pH balanced, so it can go down a sanitary drain. And you can also see that it's very clear. It's only slightly colored from the concrete.
Okay, so now we're at the end of the job. We've taken all the water and disposed of the water, and we did like 600 square feet of cut. We did a 30 grit hybrid cut, which is pretty substantial compared to a 60, what they call a 60-80 or an 80 grit metal bond dry. We did it all wet, which didn't have any dust. As you see, we're not covered. We're wearing tennis shoes. We're not covered in slurry. We're not dirty. The whole trick to that was using enough water in the system to make a watered down slurry. Okay. At the end, we sucked up all of our water. And if you look over in the side of this barrel, that's our remains. So we started off with 25 gallons of water. We put water in the system, primed it, went all it, and this is our solid. So that's like 1.5 to 2 inches. So now we have a solid that we have to get rid of. So the question is, what do we do with that? Okay. So what we do is go ahead and take our Eco-Quickgel. Okay. It's got a nice bucket, screw-on lid, airtight seal. Just take a cup and start off with like a cup. That's all you need for that. Always start off with a little bit. You can always add more. Just kind of sprinkle it around in there. So it usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Just take a simple shovel and go ahead and mix it up. You can already see how thick it's getting. It's all about training, brother. We have our product here that's now completely dry. It passes what they call the EPA paint filter test. It's called the 9095B paint filter test. You can look it up online, or you can look at our site and we can show you all that. But you can see how dry it is. And we can throw this in a standard dumpster, which is now ready for what they call landfill. The landfill will accept this. Now, the reason the landfill will accept it is because there's also another test called a T-clip test. The T-clip test is called any leaching products. Your product cannot leach out of your slurry there. So that's what ours does. Ours is a product that dehydrates it and collects it, encapsulates it, and creates a nice ball of it, so then it'll go right in the standard trash can, go to the landfill, and it won't leach back out. Our product is designed for concrete. That's what it was originally designed for. It does work in other applications. There are some similar products out there, but they were not designed for concrete. So that's what makes us unique about our product. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please go to our website and take a look at us.